Welcome back to The Express at Plum Clothing in Richmond's Ironwood Plaza. It may be a stereotype, but they do say that women love to shop, and I'm one of them, especially when all the bright spring and summer clothing are out. But they also say that a way to a man's heart is through his stomach. I agree with that, except when chocolates are involved, I think it's the way to a bridal party's heart.
Hi, I'm Aubrey.
And I'm Sarah.
And we are the Wedding Bells.
I just got engaged.
And I did not. We're on an adventure to plan the big day.
The connection between chocolate and romance is actually very, very deep.
Sarah and I headed to Coco Nymph for a lesson in chocolatiering.
I feel like I'm in the movie Chocolat. Bonjour, Johnny Depp. Comment ça va?
Let's face it, chocolate goes with everything, especially weddings.
And owner Rachel Swatsky explained,
The history of chocolate runs back about 4,000 years, and even way back then, chocolate was revered for being an aphrodisiac. The Aztecs and Mayans believed that it made women uninhibited and gave men stamina.
Ooh la la! We were ready for our lesson.
and here are the tips we discovered.
Number 1, why we crave chocolate.
One of those things is a compound. You can only get into your bloodstream in 2 ways. One is by eating chocolate, and the other is by falling in love.
If you can't fall in love,
You can
just eat chocolate. Number 2, these chocolates are great for favors at weddings.
I think that having a chocolate favor at your wedding is one of the most romantic things you can do.
Because these are the kinds of favors that your guests are not going to forget at the end of the night because they're so good.
Number 3, you can do it yourself.
If I bring all my girlfriends in here to make favors for my wedding, I have to be quite trusting that they're going to make
Nice ones and not dirty ones.
I'm not letting this one.
If you want to have all the shapes dictated, we can do that.
Or the bride and groom could make them. How personal is that?
It's very romantic, and you're
Yeah.
dripping in chocolate and feeding each other.
Kind of gross too. It works on some level.
Number 4, it's a pickup joint.
When we have our chocolate workshops, it's usually a whole bunch of women, and I keep telling single guys that if they need to meet ladies, they should sign up for a workshop.
No, don't contaminate the chocolate.
Oh, sorry. And number 5, they are all secret Oompa Loompas.
Oompa Loompa Doompa Dee Doo.
My assistant manager is like this big.
Rachel can make how many in an hour?
At least 250.
250?
Yeah.
Oompa
Loompa.
Doompa Dee.
Do
I got a
little surprise.
We don't know
for
the words.
you.
And number 6, that's what she said.
It is harder than it looks. You know, size isn't everything. See, it all comes back.
Okay, we get it.
And how did we fare as chocolatiers?
Uh-oh.
Okay, there we go.
Aubrey.
Oh no, what I did, I slid it the wrong way.
I'm an artist.
Wow, it's not sitting flat. Ah.
That's not going to help your situation.
There's a blob where I don't want a blob.
Da-da-da.
I put the hearts on the wrong way, so now my moon is heartless.
Uh-oh.
Well, ours were original.
Whether for favors at your wedding or a great shower idea, Coco Nymph provides romance, laughter, and memories.
She's such a lady.
For Shaw TV, we're the Wedding Bells.
The website is cocanymph.com to find out when the next round of sweet sessions are happening. So do you think I'm sweet or do you think I'm sexy? One of the most famous songs from rock and roller Rod Stewart that some say sounds even better when sung by New Westminster's Clayton Owens, who's better known as Really Rod.
Hi, I'm Really Rod, and I celebrate the music of rock and roll icon Rod Stewart.
Wake up, Maggie, I think I got something to say to you. It's late September, and I really should be back at school. Can't you want my bottle? Can't you think I'm sad? Come on, sugar, let me know. If you really need.
I really like Rod Stewart. 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 I really like Rod Stewart.
May the good Lord be with you down every road you roam.
I've seen Rod Stewart 18 times in concert. Matter of fact, in August of 2010, I saw Rod Stewart 3 Saturday nights in a row. Las Vegas, Vancouver, and Kelowna. It's always interesting when we make eye contact and he sees me. He kind of gives me a nod. I've loved Rod Stewart since I was 12. I bought an 8-track cassette tape. That's dating myself a little bit. The 8-track cassette tape was Blondes Have More Fun, and that's the one where he's on the cover and he has a woman in his arms and his hand down below on her backside. And I thought to myself, and he's got his hair all over, and I thought, wow, I want to be that guy. I like the range of Rod's stuff. He's got, you know, the old classic rock stuff with the Faces and his early solo career stuff. It's probably my favorite stuff. I love Rod's hairdo. That's one of the most inspirational things about him, I think. You know, he's 67 years old and he's still got lots of hair, and it's wild. And, you know, I hope to be the same when I'm 67.
Forever young. Forever young, yeah.
I perform Rod Stewart because I just love performing. I love being in front of people. I don't like being in crowds. I like being in front of crowds. But you know, when people come to the show, I just want them to experience the feeling of a Rod Stewart concert. I think we're pretty bang on. You know, I've been doing this a long time, and really Rod rocks, and everyone's happy when they leave.
I love you, honey.
The website is reallyrod.com. His next performance is at the BC Children's Hospital on April the 26th. You're watching The Express, and we've got haircuts and happenings coming up.
So if you want to do any shopping or look around, I can meet you back here.
The Sea to Skies Shampooch, a doggy spa on wheels.
This is the Lucky House, and it was built in 1906.
Quality assured collision road trip. Walking tours with 1 foot in the past. The Express, we are your local voice.
Community programming on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by
hairstyling and color services for Shaw TV, provided by the Lounge Hair Studio, loungehairstudio.com.
Welcome back to The Express at Plum Clothing at Richmond's Ironwood Plaza. I love this time of year when the sun is finally coming out, and so are all the spring dresses and spring sandals, which makes it that much more strange when we see all the snow that they still have in Whistler. That's where we find Nicole Fitzgerald, where the World Ski and Snowboard Festival is in full swing. And how is the festival going this year?
As you know, Johanna, the World Ski and Snowboard Festival is Whistler's biggest party. They've got free outdoor concerts all weekend long, including Michael Franti on Friday, the Sheepdogs on Sunday, and of course, not to be missed, Big Air on Saturday. So much to do, so little time. A business like this really helps out at a time like this.
time. It waits for no dog. It just keeps rolling, often leading to a very hairy conclusion.
All right, Teddy, let's go.
One in need of remedy.
Oh, you're excited.
In the rush of work and play, finding the time to book a dog grooming appointment can be challenging. Not unless that groomer is willing to come to you.
Hi, Nicole.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
This is Teddy.
This is Teddy. Hi, Teddy.
Shampooch travels anywhere, to homes, to businesses, even to parking lots.
So if you want to do any shopping or look around, I can meet you back here in an hour.
Sounds great.
Wonderful. For the most part, I'm at people's houses, but another benefit is that, if you take your dog to work and that's easier for you, then I can come right to your workplace. Hey, bud.
Owner-operator Shayla Libben's easygoing demeanor is reflected in her "don't come to us, we'll find you" approach, as well in her affection for animals. Her mobile setup creates an environment that reduces the stress of a haircut as much as possible.
To begin with, I only have one dog in there at a time, unless if I have a 2-dog household, some of them come in together. So they don't have the distractions and sometimes stress of other dogs.
Usually a worrier, Teddy settles into this Whistler resident's trained hands in the warmth of this retrofitted heated van.
I have everything on board. There's water tanks hidden in the back. There's a water heater inside, a furnace. I do also have air conditioning for the summer. There's a big grooming table and a big tub in there. Everything's electric, so it goes, up and down.
Truly a bicycle built for two, there is just enough space for the 1-hour sessions that are offered in Pemberton, Whistler, Squamish, and North and West Vancouver.
I do all sizes of dogs. I do from, little Chihuahuas and Yorkies up to a couple weeks ago I did a 180-pound English Mastiff.
Right now, business is busy with spring shave downs and cleanups, but the biggest challenge sits behind the wheel.
So far the biggest challenge has been the winter time and getting up some of the steep snowy driveways.
Hello! Oh, and here's Teddy. Who are you? Oh, he looks...
A woman on the move, making the life of another woman on the move so much easier. From Whistler, I'm Nicole Fitzgerald for Shaw TV.
Thank you, and he looks very happy. You bet. Thanks. Okay. Bye.
For the record, I think Teddy's cute no matter what locks he's rocking, although everybody likes a little cleanup. Shampooch travels to Pemberton on Wednesdays and Squamish on Fridays. And now on the Express, it's time for us to do a little traveling with Quality Assured Collision Road Trip. As we head to the Okanagan Valley, keep this thought in mind. They say to know where you're going, you have to know where you've been.
Travel along with us as we explore the many marvelous attractions and activities of beautiful British Columbia on the Quality Assured Collision Road Trip.
As we drive around Kelowna through neighborhoods that are steeped in history, we wonder how much we actually know about days gone by. Today we're visiting the downtown area to learn more about the past and one of the city's first neighborhoods. It's a chance to leave the vehicle behind and take part in a heritage walking tour.
What's important with heritage is to know what and how our city was developed and why people even came to Kelowna, and to find that there's neighborhoods that still retain some of the original homes that were built. And we have homes on Bernard Lawrence dating back to 1901, so before the city was actually founded. This is the Lucky House, and it was built in 1906. The gentleman was one of the original city councillors, and I think it's really a blast from the past to see it in such a remarkable shape.
The self-guided tour is part of an initiative through the Kelowna South Central Association of Neighborhoods. It includes a brochure that showcases the history of 32 heritage buildings along a 2-block radius on Bernard and Lawrence Avenues. To help identify each building, there are also informative plaques on the front lawns outlining their key features and history.
We found that they were, a majority was in favor of actually putting a sign to correspond with the brochure so that it could be a coordinated one-size-fits-all. And it's typical of what the homestead or a simple home would have been built. And this is 1901 in Kelowna. This is one of our first homes in our area, and what we think is so important about all this is that it's still standing, and the connection that we have from a lot of our English immigrants that came in.
This was one of the key neighborhoods in the formation of the city when it was incorporated in 1909. As you learn more about the area, it's surprising to discover the rich history it holds.
Who knew that there's 4 mayors that were on our street of Bernard Lawrence? 2 premiers. Bill Bennett was born in the house up the street, which we'll be viewing. We've had city engineers and city planners, people who ran drugstores and hardware stores, the original commerce of our local downtown area. The connection to the history of downtown Kelowna with the Bennett family being here. W.A.C. Bennett and his wife May rented this home. Bill, their son, who also became premier of our province, resided in the home, and as a youngster then they moved over to their farm on Ethel Street. Our eclectic neighborhood has some of the original craftsmen's homes, which now are being built Kettle Valley and various places, the copycats we call them. And yet we have 2 of the most original craftsman homes here on Bernard and Lawrence. and still standing with the front exterior exactly as they were built. That used to be the limits of town and the outskirts, you know, and here we are, a prominent main street. This street was the highway going all the way down to the ferry docks. This is the main access to town. This is where people lived and did commerce. This was where their businesses were.
The self-guided Heritage Walking Tour brochures are available at the Kelowna Information Centre, Heritage Museum, Father Pandozzi Mission, and City Hall. For more information about Kasan, visit their website at ksan-kelowna.ca. Reporting in Kelowna for Quality Assured Collision Road Trip, I'm Brendan Osborne.
Entertaining and informative, the Quality Assured Collision Road Trip. Weekends on Shaw TV. Always something new and exciting.
Looks like a fun tour, but am I the only one who's wondering if there's a Heritage Winery walking tour? Just saying. You're watching The Express, and for more things happening around BC, we have today's Express Spotlight.
SIVA Canada is marking its 30th anniversary with Beyond the Darkness, a photo exhibition by documentary humanitarian photographer Larry Louie. Artists in Our Midst invites you to celebrate its 20th anniversary of art and community. The celebration includes 2 popular art events at the Roundhouse Community Centre. Bard on the Beach celebrates Shakespeare with a birthday bash and a 2012 season preview. This festive event will take place at Performance Works on Granville Island.
And that's it for today's show. Thanks for joining us for a little spring shopping at Plum Clothing in Richmond's Ironwood Plaza. And thank you for watching The Express, only on Shaw TV.
So we're going to go out there tonight. Enjoy the ride.